tonight, but Eastleigh are almost like on a, not a freebie, but with all the money that was invested on the Stuart Donald kind of going, it's like a kind of now or never mentality for them.
I've said it before about Eastleigh. A lot of teams have gone there over the last few years and talked about how much money they're spending, and they're trying to do this, they're trying to achieve by money. We haven't heard anything about Eastleigh this year. No one talked about the start of the season. No one said they've got anything because all the money's gone. They've still got a fantastic squad in the background. They've been going under the radar. No one spoke about them. They've had a good couple of runs and they've had a couple of dips. I think that's probably why we've not really took them. We haven't taken them seriously, but not really thought they were really going to do it. They've got in there now. The one thing we know about them, they've got a centre forward who can score goals for fun, and they've got people who can assist him in doing that. So they're a good side. They're not to be underestimated.
Let's hear from the two managers. Brian Hughes, I've mentioned, obviously the Wrexham boss now, and Ben Strevens has taken over mid-season at Eastleigh. Both have been talking to our man Jeff Brazier.
You come into this game now in good form. You've won 4 in April, lost just the last one. But Eastleigh, who you play today, they rely on Paul McCallum quite heavily. You've got a great defence. We all expect that of Wrexham. So how important is that going to be today, just keeping him quiet?
Yeah, it's massive, isn't it? You know, you've got to take note when someone scores 27 goals in a season. So McCallum's had a fantastic season. But so have our defence. Like you say, you know, we've kept numerous clean sheets. We've got the best defensive record in the league, especially here. So it's going to be an interesting game. You know, can we keep McCallum out? I'm more concerned about what we can do going forward. You know, we're the home team. We're going to be backed on here by over 7,000 fans. So hopefully it'll be a great occasion, you know, for both teams. You know, it should be a good game.
You know, Wrexham's foundations have been built on a solid defence. You know, any good team has a good defence. They've got Pearson, their captain, who's obviously the leader, but there's also Kennedy, Jennings, you know, Robertson know the level, and the goalie that's been brilliant from this season as well. Look, we'll be trying to do what we do to try and cause them problems, but I'm sure they know all about us and they're very good defensively, so it'll be a good test for both sides.
We haven't had a goal scorer in the team that's gone on like McCallum and got double figures, or Danny Rowett-Fylde who's scoring goals for fun. So yeah, but what we've had to do is spread it throughout the team, like you rightly said. And sometimes that's just as good, you know. We've got numerous players on 7s, 6s, 5s. Listen, when it comes to playoffs, it could, like I say, the fine margins of what winning. It could be a scrappy goal. It doesn't matter who really scores at the end of the day, but to have a goal scorer with 20 plus goals in your team, that every manager dreams of that, don't they?
Yeah, look, when I took over as manager, you know, I wanted to make the playoffs. We've done that now, but you know, now that we're in it, I want to win it. So the same as every manager that will be in that. You know, it'd be an honour to get this club into the Football League. Obviously, they've never been there before. I tried my hardest as a player, didn't quite make it. So I've been given a good opportunity as a coach, and now turning into a manager to try and do it. So yeah, look, it'll be massive for the club and for the town. You know, so and it was something we'll live these boys. I tried telling them before. You know, you get a team promoted, first time in the history, stays with you forever. You know, so we want that, but I'm sure every other team does as well.
Ben, good luck today.
Thanks, Jeff. Thanks, mate. Thanks.
Ben Strevens, nice, and of course Brian Hughes. Listen, I know centre forwards like you are very valuable, very precious. Why can't Wrexham find one? Look at the same story as last season. It's like a recurring theme. Brilliant at the back, but can't seem to score enough goals.
Just haven't went out and paid the money to get one.
Really?
And I think
that's simple.
I think it's as simple as that. We look at Salford. Salford went out, bang.
They've got 2 or 3.
We want to get promoted. That's what we're going to pay. And yes, we are looking forwards, because that's what you've got to pay the money to get them, because they haven't. Look, the manager speaking there, Eastleigh, he knows he was a very good centre forward. He didn't get his lucky break. Injuries didn't help him either, but he knows what one is, and they've got one, and he scored the goals that's got them in this position. If they had the defence that Wrexham have got, they'd have won the league. Yeah. And it's as simple as that. Wrexham just have never done it. They haven't gone out, they haven't spent the money. We thought at the start of the season they found a man, he then leaves. They bring a few more in, they can't do it. And that's been the biggest problem. I do think a little bit with Wrexham is they are so good at the back.
Yeah.
That
it almost holds them back.
It holds them back.
Physically.
To me, sometimes they actually attack with 4 people.
Yes.
They don't really get forward that much. The full-backs join in when they're ready to join in, higher up the pitch to put crossing, but they haven't got the flying wing-backs going forward, and I think that does hinder them.
What do you like about Paul McCallum at the other end for Eastleigh? I mean, only Danny Rose scored more goals in the league this season.
He's got a bit of everything. He works hard. He's an absolute nuisance in the box. He works for the team. He's not lazy. He makes up good little positions. And let's get right, the 2 lads either side of him play to his strength. They get it wide. They get it people. They put in the box. And when they're predominantly, he's on the end of them.
Yeah. I guess with Eastleigh, it's kind of if the right men turn up, if the likes of Mark Yates and obviously McCallum and one or two others play like they can, they'll be hard to stop.
You give Mark Yates time and you give him 10 minutes of having a bit of fun, you're getting 90 minutes of fun out of him, and that's the danger. If he decides to turn up today, they get a lot of balls into him and they let him get balls into the box, it causes you big problems. You've got to get into him early. The good thing is for Wrexham, look, we've seen their two full-backs are clever old people,
yes.
wily old foxes. They've been around, they know the games. Jennings, they'll get tight, they won't let him have his own way, but if he does and you give him the freedom to play, he's an absolute handful. Look at his assists, 26 I think.
Amazing.
Unbelievable.
Amazing. It's kind of the unstoppable force and the immovable object. Reminds you of last night perhaps. Different kind of game, but a big prize at stake. A semi-final, if you like, at Salford at the weekend. The prize for the winner here, and there has to be a winner tonight. Remember, it could be extra time, could be penalties. It will be lively, and it's live with us here on BT Sport in just a couple of minutes.
Watch 26.
Welcome back to the racecourse ground. Salford await the winners of this one, and Graham Alexander, the Salford boss, naturally enough, is here to keep a close eye on proceedings. Maybe learn one or two things. I'm sure he knows plenty about these two teams. We'll learn a little more about who his team await on Sunday. And here they come. Just before I hand you over to commentary, Grant, where's your hunch?
I'm going Eastleigh.
Are you?
Yeah, I just think they're going to have enough to... The goal score is enough for me. I think they'll just have the job done.
As if the Wrexham fans didn't love you enough already. And don't forget, the app, of course, is always available to download from the website. You can use it to watch the action live here. You can rewind as it unfolds, or follow the 2 Europa League semi-finals tonight on BT Sport, featuring Arsenal and Chelsea. Teams with us then for the right to go to Salford, and who knows, maybe to Wembley, and maybe the Football League. That's what they're hoping. High time I handed you over to our commentary duo, waiting with bated breath, Adam Virgo and Adam Summerson.
Thank you, Matt. Evening, everyone. Our second playoff eliminator in as many nights. More unscripted drama to come. One-off games with no second chances. The jeopardy clear and obvious, and only the strongest survive to fight another day. Wrexham hoping this is finally their year. Not since 2008 has the racecourse hosted a Football League match. More than a decade outside of where many here feel that they still belong. Eastleigh, like the rest of the remaining playoff contenders, are aiming to reach that level for the first time in their history. Well, Wrexham goalkeeper Rob Lainton stands on the brink of equalling a 45-year-old club record of 26 clean sheets in one season. That's set by Brian Lloyd in the 73-74 campaign. Lainton, Wrexham's Player of the Year, currently on 25. Veteran striker Stuart Bevan played in the same Wycombe side as Eastleigh manager Ben Strevens. Bevan is seeking back-to-back promotions, having gone up to League One with Coventry last season. Adam Virgo's been assessing the Wrexham squad. Who's your man to watch?
Well, a player for me that is outstanding at this level, and for me is arguably the pound for pound the best defender in the division in Sean Pearson. A leader at the back and a captain, and someone who's led by example. He's come in with some crucial goals this season, and when you're coming up against a goal scorer in Paul McCallum, you're going to have to be on his game, and Wrexham have relied on him heavily in both boxes this season.
Well, no doubt who's the creative spark in this Eastleigh side. Supporters Player of the Year Mark Yates has 26 National League assists this season, double the number managed by Harrogate's Joe Leasley, who registered the second highest tally. Goalkeeper Luke Southwood was in the England squad that won the Under-20 World Cup in 2017. Who's going to be key for Eastleigh, Adam?
Well, it's not too far to look past their number 9 this evening, a player that has just hit fine form this season for Eastleigh. Player in the final third, as Grant Holt was saying, he's got good movement, the willingness to run in behind. He can score at a range of goals, but the one area he's very strong at is from crosses, and that ability to score the goals with his head like he does here, he's going to be absolutely massive for them tonight. If he leads the line properly, they could get into that next round.
And he got 19 away goals this season, Paul McCallum, the highest number in the top 5 leagues. Only Norwich's Timu Pukki could get close to him in that respect. Brian Hughes, the third manager that Wrexham have had this season, appointed on the 6th of February on a 3.5-year deal, and has managed to get them into the playoffs. There is Eastleigh's manager, 38-year-old Ben Strevens. He came in to the Spitfire setup as head coach on the 5th of November, had been in caretaker charge following the departure of Andy Hessenthaler, who left for Dover in October. His contract actually ended on the final day of the season, Ben Strevens, along with his coaches Jason Bristow and Ross Flitney. It is, with many clubs, a time of uncertainty. So much will depend on this match tonight in terms of the futures of several of those players. It is a season on the line. Lovely evening in Wrexham. And we are just about ready to get underway. Sean Pearson, the captain for Wrexham, of course played both legs of Grimsby's victory over Eastleigh in the 2014-15 playoff semi-finals. So a 46-game regular season behind them. Now Wrexham and Eastleigh need to go again. If they're to be promoted, this is the long route, the most demanding one. but it can also be the most rewarding. 2 matches from Wembley, 3, Adam Virgo, from the promised land of the Football League.
It's a massive, massive game for different reasons for both sides, especially for Wrexham. See the crowd in the stadium tonight. They expect, the pressure grows season after season on them to get out of this division. I think the first goal tonight is absolutely massive. I really, really feel that. If Eastleigh get it, then you're going to have to see a different side of Wrexham to score more goals, to get themselves back into it. But then if you see Wrexham getting that first goal defensively this season, they've been very, very sound.
He's been integral. Summerfield in the midfield. Relegated in 2008. This is Wrexham's 11th season in the National League, but will it be their last? Eastleigh hoping to prolong the Red Dragons' stay outside of the Football League and boost their own chances of promotion in the process. Here's Green, who plays at left wing back for the Spitfires. Claimed by Lainton. Difficult for him to pick that out, I should imagine, in the sun.
Surprised he hasn't got a hat on. He's been sound this season, isn't he, between the sticks for Wrexham.
The club's player of the year, 25 clean sheets for Rob Lainton. No doubt what Wrexham's big strength is, as it was last season, at defence of theirs. James Jennings. Inside it goes to Holroyd. There might be early nerves, some misplaced passes. We had that last night, didn't we, at Fylde?
You're also going to remember, just try and keep to the game plans that has brought you so much success this season. You look at Harrogate in that first 25 minutes. I think they just try to change their way slightly to complement Fylde, and afterwards I thought they were the better team and maybe unlucky not to get something. It's important they get Mark Yates on the ball, somebody that's... He'll take the ball under pressure, and that's what you want tonight, especially away from home. He'll want the ball all the time.
Back here by Joey Jones to Alex Winter. Jones with the knockdown. Jennings trying to win it back. Joey Jones with the pass, and McCallum was waiting in the middle.
Just needed to flight it to the far post. Just the wrong ball there from Ben Williamson.
Eastleigh's second highest scorer in the National League this season, Ben Williamson. He's got 7. Tells you how reliant they've been on McCallum. He's got 26. That's 42% of Eastleigh's National League goals. It's their first corner kick of the evening. The assist king, Mark Yates, to take it. It's all the way out to Green, and back out now to Yates, and a crowded penalty area maybe for him to try and whip in a delivery here. Summerfield headed clear. Out it comes again here to Green. Joey Jones, who was in different circumstances this time last year when he was relegated from the National League with Woking. They were insistent there, Eastleigh, that should have gone their way. Roberts will take the throw-in. Has been all the way in the National League playoffs, won them with Cambridge back in 2014. Bevan will chase this. Out came Southwood. Quite fine hair with the pass there.
He's slightly hesitant to come off his line, Luke Southwood, when the ball went through.
Kept in by Hare. That goes to McCallum. Green.
I certainly think the fullbacks for Eastleigh tonight can play a massive part. Mike Green down that left-hand side, Josh Hare down the right-hand side. Because both fullbacks for Wrexham don't like to get forward, so there is going to be a big gap. They play with that narrow midfield, so the space for Eastleigh will be on those flanks. They keep the ball well, spread the ball quickly. They can get some really good areas this evening.
Grant's ball, which was headed clear by Boyce. Jennings, whose brother Connor was promoted by the playoffs with Tranmere last season. Pearson. Winter heads forward for Eastleigh. Comes here to Jennings. We often talk about the first 5 minutes, Adam, being very important in these sort of games. What have you made of?
Yeah, certainly sense of tempo for the game for me. I think Eastleigh have started better. I think they passed the ball slightly more with a purpose. They've kept the ball slightly better, and one or two half chances. I just think Wrexham look a little bit nervous, as expected being the home side, the pressure being on them. Certainly enough spirits in Brian Hughes' squad to start settling down a little bit more in the game. Need to press a little bit more in that midfield and keep it when they do get it.
This is Johnson. Green. Get the throw in. Reminder that we must get a winner here tonight. Extra time and penalties are both possibilities. The winners will travel to Salford for Sunday's semi-final. Chipped forward by Luke Young. This is Stuart Bevan. Crossing towards Akil Wright, dealt with by Joey Jones. Kevin Roberts loses possession. Around by McCallum. Hadn't scored more than 8 goals in a league season until now, and suddenly he gets 26. It's almost inexplicable, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's that type of player that I think clubs have certainly taken chances on him, and never been prolific. Sometimes you say he works a little bit too hard for the team, and certainly affects his goal-scoring record, but this year just fitted into a style of play. The 3-5-2 formation suits him brilliantly.
Jennings with the cross. It was a searching one too. And it was Bobby Grant who came closest to making something of it for the Red Dragons. He's telling the referee that he felt he was being impeded there.
I saw James Jennings in the warm-up playing crosses in from this angle. It's Redding Johnson that's trying to pull his shirt there, but nothing in that for me.
From Fleetwood in January, Bobby Grant. McCallum. Green. Ben Strevens is in his first permanent managerial position, appointed in November. He was a player in the Eastleigh squad when they last made the playoffs in 2015, and he's done a good job.
Yeah, he's done a remarkable job, he really has, and I think he's certainly brought a better identity to Eastleigh now. Players have played really well for him, but he learns as well as he goes along. I think Eastleigh this season, you can certainly say, have had good periods of the season, and then they go different parts where they find it difficult for wins.
Taken on well here by Bevan, who decides to have a go. Well, you can understand the temptation to strike that.
That's probably the one thing that's been missing in the early 10 minutes, is a strike towards goal from distance. Picks it up nicely, just in front of Danny Hollands. Just snatches it slightly.
Certainly knows how to get promoted. Stuart Bevan has managed it in the past with Coventry and Preston and Wickham. But imagine when you're looking in the dressing room, Adam, and you see a player who's had all those promotions, that must give you a lift.
Yeah, I played against him a few times, and just a great pro all round.
Header towards goal by Williamson.
It's not a bad attempt there. So I'm talking about the width for Eastleigh tonight can be really important. It does take a slight deflection Thing off Aki, all right.
Forward here by Lainton. And looks for Holroyd. And a play by Hare. Jennings. Bevan back to Jennings. Wrexham get the free kick. This is in a great position to whip it in.
Soft. James Jennings just being brave on the ball, turning out. Just a slight tuck there and ends up going down.
It's the former Torquay man, Luke Young, who will take this. Just over 10 minutes gone at the racecourse. In it goes from Young. The goalkeeper's come a long way here. The punch by Southwards, and it came out to be hit on the volley. They're appealing for handball. One or two of them anyway, the Wrexham players, who was hit by Grant.
That was a good punch there from Luke Southwood. Certainly can't miss him, can you?
It was commanding goalkeeping from the man on loan from Reading, Luke Southwood. Jones. Green. So his second spell with Eastleigh. Winter. Josh Hare, one of the few pacey players in this Eastleigh side. Eastleigh get the decision. Throw-in one by Joey Jones.
It was a good work rate to Eastleigh when they don't have the ball, to try and win it back as quickly as possible when Wrexham get possession of it.
Well-known name in this part of the world, Joey Jones. A Liverpool player, of course, no relation. Northern Ireland under-21 international. Started out at Leicester City. These clubs have had much luck in the playoffs. They've both been involved in them 3 times before, yet always missed out on promotion. It certainly is the long route that they're each going to have to take if they are to reach the Football League. It's effectively a quarter-final, really. Semi-finals at the weekend. And next weekend, of course, it's the final at Wembley, which will be live on BT Sports. Good strength here from Williams, held off Kennedy. Yates. And Yates with the ball in. 1 or 2 appeals for handball, but now Wrexham look to counter. It's led here by Bobby Grant. Bevan and Summerfield are forward as well. He couldn't quite find Bevan, and they'll have to make more of opportunities like that, the home side.
Oh, he's got a lot of assists this season, Mark Yates. It's probably the one frustration. Sometimes when you get an earlier crossing, it's harder to defend against, and he just chops and changes a little bit too much sometimes, and then when players get forward and he does give it away, they will get caught on the counter-attack.
Despite never winning a playoff competition, Wrexham, a great record in home playoff matches in 4 previous games. They're unbeaten, winning 3 of them. And they keep that record going tonight as right here finds Holroyd. Up in support is Jennings. Young. Summerfield. Jennings with the ball in, and Grant's arriving. Jones. Hollands. Williams. Johnson. Still over a quarter of an hour gone. Still, we wait for the opening goal here. It's Jones. Hare. It's good movement from Williams.
That was good play there from Eastleigh. Sometimes need that on the away side to get a succession of passes going. Show that you're going to be confident on the ball away from home.
Haven't anticipated the run from Holroyd. Calmly done by Southwood. Long it goes from Boyce. Pearson was underneath it, the Wrexham captain. Akil Wright. Wright's cross, and Holroyd's just about kept in that by Southwood. Just a half chance there for Chris Holroyd. Talking ahead of the game, Chris Holroyd, about the need for Wrexham to do themselves justice, to finish the job off. Also said, as many of the Wrexham players have, about how it was a real relief to get into the playoffs after how they really faded away in the latter stages of last season.
Say losing Dean Keats, and you were slightly worried again when Sam Ricketts then moved on to Shrewsbury that they would have the same effect. I was surprised last year how they did drop off, even with the change of manager. This season they've kept that momentum going and got themselves in net.
Josh Hare will take this, nephew of the former Eastleigh manager Andy Hessenthal. Pearson got above McCallum, drops here for Joey Jones. Hare with the ball in, the goalkeeper stays put, and the header just off target. Redder Johnson it was in there.
Probably the chance of the game so far for me. What a ball this is from Josh Hare. I told about the width being so important, and he's absolutely scooped that one out. Should have been a goal. Maybe thinks it does take a deflection over in the end from a Wrexham player.
Well, keeping him fit really has been instrumental for Eastleigh's success in the second half of the season. A player with Championship and League One experience, Redder Johnson. And I think we also saw there, Adam, what you'd alluded to earlier, the threat of Josh Hare, who has got 6 league assists this season.
Yeah, I mean, for me, he's the best right-back in the division. That was a great ball as well. Give him time and space out wide, he will deliver balls in like that.
Williams. They haven't really got the top scorer, McCallum, into the game yet, Eastleigh. Jones. Of course, they're up against here Eastleigh, the team that had the second best defensive record in the National League this season, only behind the champions Leyton Orient were Wrexham in that respect. Boyce. Winter. Wrexham came from behind to beat Harrogate 2-1 here on the final weekend. Oswell and Deverdix with their goals, neither of those starting tonight. Eastleigh were 1-0 up and 3-1 up before eventually drawing 3-3 at Boreham Wood. Callum with the flick. Didn't quite drop for Joey Jones in the box.
We mentioned that Paul McCallum hasn't quite got into the game so far, but what we said about him previously, that he will continue to make those runs. Always trying to look for the ball.
To beat Bevan to it. Pearson to Jennings. Inside now to Young. Rather telegraphed that pass, and it was gratefully intercepted by Green. Wide it goes now for Yates. McCallum on the edge of the box, making his way in now. Green gets the pass. Cleared by Young, only as far as Yates though. And Yates with the cross, always looking for McCallum. There's a great understanding between those two, but he couldn't quite pick out the number 9 there.
Well, I know he's got 2 good feet, Mark Yates, and I just thought possibly he maybe just shifted onto his left foot and had a shot.
Foul by Johnson on Bevan. Roberts. Yates to Jones. Winter, who's been very good at the bat this season for Eastleigh. Club's Player of the Year in actual fact, a model of consistency I saw him described as in the local Eastleigh press. Young won the header above McCallum. Young.
Just trying to force it now, Wrexham, a little bit too much. They have to be braver into those midfield areas. Summerfield and Young on the ball a little bit more.
Just a bit of a lack of invention from both sides, maybe so far. Wrexham's third manager of the season, of course, started his playing career with the club, made his debut under Brian Flynn, legend of Welsh football, back in 1994. Apologies if you did pick up any swearing there on our pitchside microphones. Hare. Against the back of Jennings in a state of play as Winter tries to dispossess Bevan, but unsuccessfully. Right. Over it goes here to Kevin Roberts. Kennedy. Jennings. Brought down by Bevan. Wright trying to take it on, and the referee maybe could have given 2 free kicks there.
I thought the first one could have been given against Stuart Bevan. Certainly the second one on Akil Wright was certainly a free kick. It's a difficult range here for Luke Summerfield. Just pretty out of shooting range. And then you have to get the pace of the cross right.
Summerfield walking away here, and the responsibility is going to be left to Luke Young. Can he get the delivery right here, Young. Plenty of options in red shirts. In goes the delivery, and Southwood, again with a good command of his box there. Goalkeeper on loan from Reading.
Sean Pearson's not happy, feeling that he was being impeded when he went for that cross. But again, another good punch there from Luke Southwood. He's done well, the youngster.
Yates stretching the play to Green. Jones.
The problem for Wrexham, when they get it central in their own half, the three attacking players of Grant, Holroyd and Bevan, they're all running away from the ball, and that's why they're always trying to go long, to try and get them into the game. Maybe one needs to drop short, and then maybe one spinning behind, coming off the line, just a little bit more rotation. Just a minute, all three of them are running away from the ball.
Jennings. Through a push there on right by Winter. The referee thought not. Jones. Now on McCallum.
It's a modern day foul for a centre forward. Knows that the challenge is coming. They get those all day long now. Knows the contact's going to be coming from Sean Pearson. Gives them a little breathing space now to get themselves up, get Yates on the ball.
The main here is that Yates isn't happy about how far away Bevan is. That was right in front of the referee. It was Pearson who was fouled. Andrew Boyce, the offender. It's going to drop here for Bevan to hit it first time. And a good stop by the goalkeeper who got his positioning spot on.
He's done well. Sandra Boyce just delays the flick on in expecting it. As a defender, always expect your own defender to lose that flick on, to gamble. Stuart Bevan did. He felt that he could get in. To say the young goalkeeper has done so well in the early period of the game, and away from home, you need your goalkeeper to make big saves.
He's certainly done that so far. Luke Southwood, I mentioned earlier, he was an unused member of the England side that won the 2017 Under-20 World Cup in South Korea. It included players like Walker-Peters, Lookman, Solanke, Calvert-Lewin. I always think it says a lot about a player's character and mentality, Adam, that, you know, he's at a championship club in Reading, but really keen to come and play and get regular football in the fifth tier.
I think it's imperative now for young players' education to go out and get loan, even if it's in the National League. Dread to think the amount of talent that we're just losing. That players just say in the academies earn decent money, and we never see enough of them.
Of course, we have the first semi-final coming up on Saturday. Fylde will travel to Danson Park to take on Tim Flowers' Solihull. Midday the start time for that, and the second semi-final, well, we know involves Salford, and it will either be against Wrexham or Eastleigh, of course. Sunday, 3 o'clock for that on 2. Right, overlapping run by Roberts. And they've got the corner out of it here, Wrexham. His touch was off Green. Just under half an hour gone. In the evening sunshine at the racecourse. Place in the National League playoff semi-finals at stake here. Still nothing to separate Wrexham and Eastleigh. The referee here wants a word with Pearson, I think Johnson as well. seemed to be a bit of holding going on in the box.
Sean Pearson saying even before he's expecting that cross to come in that he is being grappled. He's certainly got a point to prove there, Sean Pearson. Got to be so careful nowadays.
So Wrexham try again. Pearson got it close to that, and it was cleared by Jones.
Brendan Johnson completely lost there, Sean Pearson, because he didn't want to go near him, so he gave him time and space to be off him.
Pearson trying to win it back, sliding in was the captain, Hollands. Williamson comes away with it, advantage played by the referee. Hare's the wide man here. Too deep for McCallum, but Green's arriving at the back post, and McCallum gets it. And now it's Jones. Hollands, who knew exactly where Winter was. And he's found Hare. And Hare's cross towards McCallum, and it might drop here for Williamson. And they've got a corner, Eastleigh.
Well, it happened a couple of seconds ago, but Green did really well at the far post not to give away a foul. Sometimes you try and win those overhit crosses at the far post and you give away cheap fouls by a little push in the back, but he didn't. And that kept the pressure on for Eastleigh.
Mark Yates going across to take this. Former Tottenham player, made 3 Premier League appearances for the club at which he started out. He's played in each of the top 5 divisions of English football now, Mark Yates. The outswinging delivery, which Holroyd didn't get anything on, but Young plays forward here to Grant. Well, they wanted to take that quickly, and Boyce prevented them from doing so. A yellow card is going to be produced here for Josh Hare.
No surprise there. Good turn there from Bobby Grant. Stops that counter-attacking happening.
Roberts. Awkward one for Joey Jones, but he dealt with it well, and now it's Yates. Got away from Williamson. I have to say, if anything is going to cost these two sides, it's their performance at opposite ends of the pitch. 9 National League clubs scored more goals than Wrexham, including Havant and Waterlooville, who came 23rd. But 15 clubs conceded fewer goals than Eastleigh, and had the worst defensive record in the top 11, the Spitfires.
Yeah, I mean, recently away from home for Ben Sherman's side, conceding 12 goals in their last 4. Talking about inconsistency away from home, because previous 4 results, more than 4 wins. I think if you're looking at both sides at the minute, I think you'll be looking at Eastleigh as the happier. It's been frustrating so far for Wrexham.
Summerfield. Young picks it up and strikes for goal. It was an awkward one. I think it swerved a little bit there.
Well, we saw a goal from distance, didn't we? Causes goalkeepers issues. Overplaying out from the back, and it's a decent save. You can just see it swerving away just at that last second.
Had a good first season with Wrexham. Luke Young, the first time he's actually played outside of his native Devon. Started out at Plymouth, then had 4 seasons at Torquay. Did say he felt it was a risk to leave home, but says it's a risk that's been rewarded, he feels, with what's happened for him at Wrexham this season. Here's Hare. Hollins. Certainly the feeling ahead of this game is that home advantage could well be key for Wrexham here, something that Strevens Eastleigh will have to contend with. No team had a better record on their own patch in the National League this season than Wrexham. They won more home games and lost fewer than any other side. As Yates picks it up here, he's got Green in support. Green with the cross, and there's the captain, Hollins.
Very easy. They're just having half chances, aren't they? Towards Rob Layton's goal.
Twice lost in playoffs with Portsmouth and Bournemouth. Danny Hollins. Really experienced player, the captain in the heart of that Eastleigh midfield. Flicked on by McCallum, and Yates gets to it. And Yates has a go, and it's well saved by Layton. He wasn't taking any chances at that near post.
That was a good strike there from Mark Yates. Just gambled, believed that Paul McCallum was going to win the flick on, and he did. And he gambled. Just see that Kevin Roberts was slightly out of position. Taking the deflection off Pearson as well.
And the man who won the corner will now take it, Yates. Holroyd. Caught just after it made that pass forward there, Holroyd. Joey Jones it is. He's going to be spoken to here by the referee, Martin Woods. It looks like the card is going to stay in the pocket. Is it? No, it's come out now. It was the commentator's kiss of death, wasn't it?
Certainly no complaints there again. Twice now Eastleigh have had to throw in challenges like that to stop the counter-attack of Wrexham happening.
With the free kick, it's up towards Pearson. Cleared by the number 9, McCallum. Summerfield helps it on. Bevan just lost his footing on the edge of the box. It was cleared by Jones. Volleyed back forward by Pearson, who is Wrexham's current joint top scorer with 6 goals, the centre-half. Tells you the problems that they've had scoring goals this season, Wrexham.
It's been a problem in general, Adam. Just for his side this season, but for the last few years, just haven't found a genuine goal scorer.
I thought they might have done, you know, at the start of the season with Fondop, but things, after a prolific start to the campaign for him, dropped off, and then he's ended up leaving the club.
Right.
Jennings. Pearson. Winter comes across. Bevan still trying to make something of it. Hare. Jones, who's seen a lot of the ball in that central midfield. McCallum. Jones. This is Green, who's got Yates on the outside of him.
Disappointing there from Mike Green when Mark Yates made that overlapping run, a 2-on-1 situation there on Kevin Roberts.
Long it goes from Green.
Just got to be careful.
Of course, we have live Europa League action on BT Sport tonight at the Emirates. It's Arsenal against Valencia in one of the semi-finals. And in the other, in Germany, at the Commerzbank Arena, it is Eintracht Frankfurt against Maurizio Sarri's Chelsea. It's on BT Sport 3. To say Eastleigh haven't played like a side who haven't won any of their last 4 away matches, losing 3 of them. They've conceded 12 goals across those 4 games too. Although I should point out, rather bizarrely, prior to this run of 4 without a win, they'd won 4 in a row away from home, so they're a bit hard to read on their travels, Eastleigh.
I think it's just been the story of their season, Adam. I think there's 3 wins in there last night, but then they won 8 out of 10 previously. It's the way they play as well. They like to get the ball down. They can get caught as well. I've seen once or twice that they just look a little bit lost when they do give away in poor areas. Going into half-time, I think Benchett will be delighted with his team's performance so far. Finally testing Leighton towards the end of this first half more.
Wrexham did record a league double over Eastleigh this season, won both games by 2-goal margins. Sam Ricketts was in charge for August, 3-1 win in Hampshire, while Graham Barrow was the manager when they beat the Spitfires 2-0 here at the racecourse in December. Yates plays forward here to Williams. McCallum stretches the play here to Hare. Flick inside by Hare. Jones. Winter. Last few minutes of this first half. McCallum wins the knockdown. Williamson it was who went down in the box after some contact with Pearson. Jennings. Jennings wasn't happy there about the movement, was he, from Bevan?
Just all running away from the ball, Adam.
Yates takes it on here for Eastleigh, and there's his cross over towards McCallum.
Just saying, you can see what they're trying to do. They do link up brilliantly, the pair of them.
The happier of the two
Yeah,
managers,
I'd say
you
so.
think?
Yeah, I really would say so. Really a free hit for Eastleigh, he said to Jeff Brazen before the game, didn't he? His ambition was to get in the playoffs and believes that they can go all the way.
Boyce with the ball back here to Southwood, who's had a very good first half in goal for Eastleigh. Trip by Johnson. Free kick taken quickly. Jennings. Jennings with the deep cross. Again, there's just a lack of quality, isn't there, at both ends of the pitch in the final third. Good header by Pearson to find Summerfield. Last minute of normal time at the end of the half. It's Jennings now for Wrexham. Bevan was calling for it and right with the header. As he's buzzing with his goals tally of 6 in all competitions this season, Akil Wright. And hit the target there, but it was a comfortable save for Luke Southwood. Do you think he will be thinking ahead of half-time?
What can they do better in possession? I mentioned the front three are all running away from the ball. And the problem is the midfield three are quite square. And you haven't got a midfield runner playing slightly higher up the fields. Maybe you're looking at a kill right, just to maybe make that run into the number 10 area. When James Jennings had the ball on the left-hand side, he looked up, he didn't really have no real options in front of him. I think players have to be a bit more braver off the ball with their runs.
So into these 60 seconds added on, or minimum of 60 seconds at the end of this first half. McCallum gets it wide. Yates. On the outside here goes Green. Green with a deep cross. It's come all the way over here to Hare. Wrexham, I think, saying that went out. Hare with the ball in. Kennedy had it clear. Could be a chance of a counter-attack right at the end of the half here. Summerfield. Bevan trying to hold off Johnson. Got across the defender, and was he tripped there? He was. Free kick to Wrexham in a promising position for them right at the end of the first half.
I have to say, Reddit Johnson has been so clumsy this first half. Crosses are going in Wrexham's box. He's grappling with people. He's an experienced defender, as we said before, Adam. Doesn't need to give the foul away there. Now it's a massive chance for Wrexham after Eastleigh have been fairly decent in this first half. A lack of concentration. And now they've got to see this one out. This is a horrible this angle of defending it's horrible, Adam. You can drop really deep on top of your 6-yard box. If the delivery's right, you don't even need to touch it if it's towards goal.
Well, Pearson, who's got 6 goals the centre half this season, is one of those in there. Can his side find a real moment of quality right at the end of the half here? Summerfield and Young loitering on the edge of the box. There's the cross. And they've just about dealt with it, have they, Eastleigh? Summerfield, who nearly dropped to. Holland's made sure he got it clear. There's an injury to a Wrexham player right at the end of the first half here. Brian Hughes' side unable to find the breakthrough in the first 45 at the racecourse. Can they make more of home advantage in the second half? It is Bevan, who looks okay now, getting back to his feet, the veteran centre forward. What a good first half it was from Luke Southwood. One of the good stops he made was from Bevan and Lainton as well. Wrexham's player of the year with some good saves at the other end. Defenders certainly won out over attack in that first half. We'll get the half-time thoughts of Grant Holt with Matt Smith in a moment, but at the break at the racecourse, it's Wrexham 0, Eastleigh 0.
Done it. I know. Every time it. No, it's going to be fine tonight. It's quite nice. 8 o'clock, like. Who's usually? Not a lot to choose between the two sides thus far. That's the away dressing room. I wonder which is the happier. Ben Strevens getting his message across. Eastleigh have perhaps played the better stuff. Wrexham arguably, as we'll see, maybe have had the better chances. Let's get the thoughts of Grant Holt alongside me. Not a lot between the two, is that fair?
No, I think you'd be pretty right what you just said. I think he'll probably be the happier out of the two. I think Eastleigh have dominated the ball a little bit more. But arguably, Wrexham's had the best chances. Wrexham got to be a little bit be careful. When they're chucking bodies forward, they're literally getting the ball wide Eastleigh, and they are just chucking it in. And they've got absolute threats in the box that can get at the end of things. On the flip side of the coin, the amount of silly free kicks Eastleigh's give away.
Yeah.
Wrexham are known not to be. They aren't scoring a lot of goals. They haven't got that threat. But one thing they are very good at, they've got big boys who love set pieces, corners, and free kicks. And they've given like 4 of the most easiest free kicks I've ever seen.
Better Johnson guilty of that for sure. Let's have a look at those chances. Wrexham, in fact, it's one straight ball that Bevan arguably might be in an offside position, but I'm not sure it actually touches anyone.
I don't think he touched. Anyone touched it.
Should he do better with it?
Yeah, he should do better. He's got a good connection on it, but you've got to hit him either side or go underneath him. But the one thing, the disappointing thing is how many times he's won headers against the big lads at the back.
This one from Young, long ranger.
Yeah. At first when we've seen it, we thought it was a bit of a poor off the goalkeeper. When you look at them there, swerving it, but the goalkeeper's been good in the first half.
Yeah.
But it's just been kind of one of them games, really. It's finally in the balance. I just can't see which way it's going at the moment.
Ironically, they've got some one or two good balls into the box, but none of them have found Paul McCallum, have they? It's been either Johnson or Hollands, I think it is, who get on the end of these crosses.
He's in one of them moods where everything's going either side of him. He's not really getting on it. Great chance, Evan Johnson. You see the other one here, great little late run into the box. Everything seems to be missing the big man at the moment. There's one that gets flicked in later. This is what he's been good at. Getting in positions, them boys running off him, getting him behind. And it's two different formulas. Eastleigh are very much keep it, get it wide, get in the box. Wrexham are very much build slower, get it up, try and get fouls, get it in and hurt you.
Scotty Bevan came off at the end with what he felt was a bit of a whack in the face right on the cusp of half-time. Worth a quick look. I don't think it's intentional, is it, from
I
Holland?
don't think it's intentional, but he wasn't happy. He was going absolutely. You just see it here. Both of them going for the ball. I think he catch him just after he's got it, but yeah, he was not happy when it.
He wasn't.
Funny when he came off, and you could see why here. But look, I think they both got eyes on the ball, and he wins
Yeah.
it. To be fair,
If anyone's looking at the opponent, it's probably Bevan, but he ends up coming off worse.
yeah, well, forwards always do
Dark
that.
cards to the penalty box. Grant Holt knows all about those. No goals here so far. Remember, there has to be a winner by hook or crook, whether it's extra time and penalties or in the next 45 minutes for the right to go to Salford at the weekend. Back shortly. No goals yet as the sun sets on the racecourse. One of these teams will progress, for the other it will be over tonight. The curtain raiser, meanwhile, to the 2019 Speedway season gets underway on Saturday as 7 countries compete to reach the Speedway of Nations finals. The first race off live from Germany starts 5:30 p.m. on BT Sport 3 with the British world champion Ty Woffington in the studio for that one. More from Grant at full time, but I think Jeff has got one of the managers for a quick word. Jeff.
I don't have any of the managers, but something that Ben Strevens told me before he went off for the half-time chat was really the thing that he wants to work on is delivery. They've obviously worked on set pieces. They've been unhappy that the delivery, the quality of hasn't been good enough and hasn't found the right areas. But then as well, he said when to deliver and when to actually build. So that's a chat he's having with both Josh Hare and Mike Green, who've seen a lot of the ball, but they've not really created that chance that's been able to really give them that goal that they'd probably need at this point. So yeah, he's happy, but just wants them to work on their delivery and focus on that a little bit better.
Thank you very much, Jeff. Back we go then to Adam and Adam.
Thanks, Matt. Well, whatever happens in the playoff, both these clubs can look back on seasons of progress and improvement. Wrexham ended the campaign 14 points better off on last season when, of course, they were 10th. Eastleigh 19 points up. They came 14th last season. But all the work over those 46 games comes down to these playoffs now. Adam?
Well, it does. Desire and character plays a massive part in that, and now coming into this second half, nerves will certainly start to filter in, knowing the magnitude of the one goal. I said the first goal tonight would be important. I haven't changed my mind at the start of this second half, and AC have just got to stop giving away silly fouls, because that's what's going to cost them in the end if they do concede a goal.
Eastleigh have only won one of their 10 previous meetings with Wrexham. That came here at the racecourse in 2015. The current manager, Ben Strevens, actually scored an 87th minute winner in a 3-2 victory. And they've not had too much luck against the Red Dragons, the Spitfires. Up it goes towards Bevan. Whack in the face there for Boyce. He's twice been sent off against Wrexham, both of them in 2018. Semi-finalist with Grimsby back in 2014. Interesting, there already seems to be some activity down on the Wrexham bench, just a couple of minutes into this second half. But it's Yates who has it here for Eastleigh.
I think it's Paul Rutherford that's been asked to go and warm up down there. He's a player that, when you give him the ball, I think he can get Wrexham higher up the pitch because he can run with it. Just think at the moment with Bobby Grant and Chris Holroyd playing either side of Stuart Bevan, just that three up front and not quite clicking enough. Whereas Rutherford will come inside and play on either flanks and I think be better on the ball.
Green's cross intercepted by Young. Here's Green again. Maybe another one of these long Michael Green throw-ins. Williamson and McCallum wait in the box. Johnson's come up now as well, the big centre half. Pearson got it clear up to Bevan. Holroyd has got the pace to get there before Hare. Jennings get up in support. Nicely done by Holroyd. Movement from Bevan. It was who found touch. goalkeeper in a race for that with Bevan.
There's a couple of heart in your mouth moments there for Eastleigh. Josh Hare already on a yellow card, so he's got to be careful, giving away a needless foul there, and all of a sudden Bevan just gets in front of Luke Southwood and just managed to marshal that one out.
How hard, Adam, is it, particularly with this new format of the playoffs, with these effectively quarter-finals, the Eliminators, not to get ahead of yourselves, not to be thinking already about the semi, already thinking about Wembley?
Well, I think Fylde had that situation last night, Adam, where comfortable for 25 minutes, half an hour of that first half, and then completely lost their way second half, and in the end got that third goal in the end that saw them through. It's a long, long way to go, and this game is going to be finely balanced throughout.
Bevan, right, decides to hit one, and the goalkeeper always knew that was going wide.
Certainly half attempt there for Akil. I'm pleased that he took the shot from distance. Just snatched at it slightly though.
Problem here for Luke Summerfields. Doesn't look too good, this, does it? Player who's been very important in that midfield for Wrexham this season. Did miss 11 games just recently with a calf injury.
Yeah, you can just see the scar on the inside of his knee. That's what the physio does, is movement for the knee there.
So Rutherford ready here. It's going to be Summerfield coming off for the introduction of Paul Rutherford. You can only hope for Summerfield's perspective that if Wrexham do go on beyond today's game in the playoffs, that he's fit for the semi-final. It's a chance now for Rutherford, former Liverpool youth player in his third season now with Wrexham. Remember, he talked at the beginning of the campaign that the Wrexham players collectively really wanted to, as he described it, channel the hurt that they felt at the end of last season when they missed out on the playoffs. Those supporters have waited what must feel like an age to try and get back into the Football League. This is their 11th season, Wrexham, outside of that promised land of the Football League. Bevan with the touch here. Kept in by Johnson. Got the corner.
Just clear your lines, Redder Johnson. Don't bother trying to Cruyff turn it there. Put yourself in danger.
Brian Hughes has said he wanted the Wrexham fans to turn up the volume tonight. They're trying to do it at the moment as Young sends in the corner. Brian Hughes is Wrexham's third manager of the season. It's remarkable, really, that they posted a tally of 84 points in the regular season. Their highest number since finishing second with 98 in 2012. Won more than 80 in a season since then. They're having a fair old battle, aren't they, Johnson and Bevan? Rutherford. Grant looks to switch the play and does so. Jennings with space to run into. Bit more encouragement for the Red Dragons.
I think the balance of the side now with Rutherford on will help them. It's a tiny bit more pace in that midfield area. I think Eastleigh have come out the second half so far.
Pearson up from the back. Young takes the corner. Pearson off the bar. Into the side netting and a goal kick. The closest we've come.
we did say that set plays will be absolutely vital for... And again, he's getting pulled by Johnson, and then he just rises brilliantly. Luke Southwood has no idea where the ball is. Agonisingly close for the Wrexham captain. And he's managed to marshal it out afterwards. Much, much better second half from Wrexham so far.
Headed forward by Wright. Holroyd now, and Bevan. Bevan's ball looking for Rutherford, but it was cut out by Josh Hare, and the signs are good here for Wrexham.
Great midfield run there from Paul Rutherford. Josh Hare read the danger brilliantly, though. Good full-back positioning there, covering the danger when it's on the opposite side of the ball. Now Wrexham are really on top, probably been the best period of their game so far.
At almost 10 minutes of this second half. Young's corner. Goalkeeper's come a long way and has dropped it, and it's in, but no, it won't count. Well, the referee very quickly indicating there was a foul there on the goalkeeper. Southwood still down here. It's interesting to see again.
Well, it will do. It's the modern-day decision for a goalkeeper. And I think he's got away with that one. I think he's been very consistent in this first half. He gets a slight tap on the head from Pearson, but nowhere near enough for me to put him off. And I think he stayed down knowing that he's made a mistake. I think that's harsh there. I really do.
Martin Wood's the man in the middle tonight, and that's a really big call in such a significant fixture for these two sides. Of course, Wrexham goalkeepers coach is former Bolton man, UC Jääskeläinen. He maybe wasn't quite that protected during his...
No, it certainly wasn't. He does catch him slightly, don't get me wrong.
It's a massive decision that, though, because Wrexham are on top, and you never know, do you, with once you get a spell in a game where you are on top, you have to make the most of it. Particularly a side like Wrexham, who don't score many goals. Certainly not for a side in the playoffs, anyway. Yates. Eastleigh playing within themselves in this second half so far. Winter. Over it comes here to Green, but slightly misjudged it.
He thought there wasn't quite enough power on the diagonal there from Winter. I haven't got Yates into the game so far. The front two still trying to make those runs in the final third of McCallum and Williamson. First half they passed the ball pretty well, but haven't got their main players into the game second half so far, Eastleigh.
Mentioned how well Wrexham have done to get into the playoffs. Certainly say the same of Eastleigh. When you consider the upheaval behind the scenes with new owners, two different managers. Also had a poor start, only won 3 of their first 11 games and lost 6 of them. Feel the introduction of Rutherford's made?
Yeah, I think he'd be happy, much happier with his side tempo in this second half. Controlling the game a lot more than what they were in the first. And you mentioned it a couple of minutes ago, they're just playing a little bit within themselves at the moment, Eastleigh. Play Yates in that 10 role, you've got to get him into the game. The front two have been very, very quiet.
He's the man who could really make the difference for Eastleigh in respect of creativity. 26 league assists for him this season. That is a remarkable number. Boyce won the header. Young. Jones. Yates. And it comes here for Josh Hare. The goalkeeper being booed, but he didn't make the decision, did he? I understand the Wrexham fans feeling aggrieved that they didn't get a penalty. Didn't get the goal, though, I should say. Boyce. Jones. Easy take for Roberts. Young, who's a bundle of energy in that Wrexham midfield. Holroyd. Roberts. This is Rutherford. Time to measure the cross, and Akil Wright was there. Put off sufficiently by Boyce.
They just seem to be playing a lot deeper second half, Eastleigh. Back three are dropping deep, and then your two wing-backs who are getting nice and high in the first half are playing slightly deeper. So Wrexham have got a lot of time on the ball in the Eastleigh's half. They didn't have that in the first. That's why they made Wrexham force the ball long. And now they're getting the ball down because they have a little bit more time on the ball, and they're making the most of it.
So much of the talk ahead of this game is about McCallum, the Eastleigh centre forward. He's got 26 goals in the regular season. They've not really got him involved in the match so far. It would be a huge frustration for the Spitfires if this a game of this magnitude were to pass their top scorer by.
So front two in the second half haven't got into the game. As we said at half-time, the crosses that have come into the box just doesn't seem to be falling to him.
Jennings gets it back again off Holroyd, the flick by Bevan. Jennings has kept it in. Nice cross, hangs in the air and right, and hit on the turn! And that was close from Bobby Grant.
It's a great ball in from James Jennings down that left-hand side. You get to the byline, you've got to hang it up, and he does it absolutely perfectly. They're now getting red shirts in the box. Falls to Grant, and again just clips the top of the crossbar. It's a great shot on the half-turn. Need to now score while they're on top, Wrexham.
Well, that's twice they've hit the frame of the goal in this second half. They've also had a goal disallowed. They're certainly looking the more likely, the home side. Nice clearance by Rob Lainton. Jones, Rutherford trying to win it back, as was Roberts. Ahead of this game, Kevin Roberts, about how the most focused and concentrated team goes through in these sort of situations. And they need to be switched on at the back here. Wrexham, as it's thrown in towards Johnson, and it dropped for Hollands and cleared by Young. Holroyd. Grant was calling for it. It's over towards him, but well read by Boyce. Grant. Jennings. Jones, who headed clear, and it's dropped here for Young. Tidied up well on the edge of the box by the Spitfires. McCallum. Flicked by Williams. Jones, 3 against 3 here. They've committed numbers forward, Wrexham, and they're having to rush them back. Now it's McCallum, the real danger man. McCallum's shot. And that's one of the few sights of goal that he's had.
I couldn't believe how open Wrexham were on the counter-attack there. Just unfortunately, McCallum has just summed up his evening so far. And Mark Yates at the bottom of your screen as well. But when you've been starved of service in this game so far, it comes to a striker with his potential and quality. He's always going to take the shot on.
It's a warning to Wrexham, isn't it? That despite the fact they've had much the better of the second half, have gone close on a few occasions, Eastleigh are a side who can still offer a threat on the counter. Those second chances tonight. Remember, we can still have, of course, extra time and penalties are both possibilities if these sides can't be separated. Jennings. Jennings. Good strength from Williams. And he's fouled. Of course, the winners of this game play Salford City in the second semi-final on Sunday, and he'll be hoping for extra time, won't he?
I was going to say that same point. You want this game to go on as long as possible.
Good job, Graham Alexander. Yes, they've had money, Salford, but with money comes pressure, doesn't it, and expectation.
Yep. Just the last 2 results this season against Fylde and Hartlepool. So a great season already. Turned it around brilliantly in the new year. Going 3 at the back, going a little bit more physical in midfield.
Jennings. Let's hear from our touchline reporter, Jeff Brazier.
Resist the urge now to go deep effectively. That's the pressure that Wrexham are putting them under now, but the Eastleigh bench tell him to slow down, relax, pass on the ball when they're in possession and don't drop too deep, because that's what's inviting Wrexham on. They've had 3 chances recently. It's, you look at the game and think it's only a matter of time until something maybe comes off, or Paul McCallum just having his chance and then being told ultimately not to foul, but Wrexham now on the break.
It's in towards Holroyd. And it had to be touched behind by Green for the corner.
They need to dig in now, Eastleigh. And you're not playing well, you need concentration, you need your leaders now to stand up and be counted.
Callum, one of those back defending here, as in it goes. It's another good delivery. They're putting several from set pieces, Wrexham. Got away with the slip there, Danny Hollands. Cursory look at the footwork. may have picked up a bit of foul language again there. We apologise for that if you did. Green will take the throw in here for Eastleigh. Amazing really that Wrexham are the only club in the playoffs this season with previous Football League experience. Solihull, Salford, Files and Eastleigh have never played at that level before, neither had Harrogate, who've now been eliminated last night by Files. 11 years outside of the Football League, Wrexham, is this their year? Can they find a way through against Eastleigh tonight? Yates has found McCallum. Good ball from Winter to Jones. Inside the last 20 minutes at the racecourse, Boyce. Away from right. The Wrexham players felt he was tripped there, but the referee says play on. It's Jones. Air with the cross. Over the head of McCallum. And now it's Yates, who's got 3 to aim at in the box here. And Yates' cross is cleared by Wright.
Small period of Eastleigh now, just keeping the ball slightly better than what they've done throughout this second half so far. First time they've really seen Josh Hare down their right-hand side get into a decent area and get a cross in.
Pulled back there by Yates. We're going to see a Wrexham change. And it's Bevan, the veteran forward, coming off here. Oswell, it is, who comes on then for Wrexham. Signed on a free from Morecambe in January. He's got his first Wrexham goal at the weekend. He's actually involved in the National League North playoff eliminator with Stockport. Last season they lost to Chorley in there. Cramped the issue, we are told here, for Joey Jones. While he's getting some treatment, let's tell you about, of course, our next live National League playoff game. That comes from Damson Park, the first of the semi-finals, Saturday at midday, Solihull against Files. And then we'll have the second semi-final, Salford against the winners of this game, Sunday at 3 o'clock for that one, BT Sport 2 and in 4K. And we have live Europa League semi-final action right now on BT Sport at the Emirates. It is Arsenal against Valencia on 2. A game you can also see in 4K UHD. And on 3 in Germany at the Commerzbank Arena is Eintracht Frankfurt against Chelsea. So Oscar Goburn is coming on here for Eastleigh imminently. Former England under-19 international Oscar Goburn turned down a new deal at League Two side Yeovil to sign for Eastleigh this summer. Jennings to take the throw in. And gets it back again here, the left back. Yates with the header into a good position here for Green. Roberts looking to go on the outside here of Roberts. He was being fouled there, the Eastleigh player.
I think he had enough control of the ball to take it past Roberts to warrant the foul.
Wrexham so well supported even through difficult times. Their average gate this season just over 5,000, which was only bettered by the champions Leyton Orient. But having that big fan base, Adam, can sometimes be a bit of a problem as well, because there's a real anxiety that you start to notice as well when things aren't going well.
And the players will feel that as well, Adam.
Rutherford with the cross. It was a searching ball too. Oswell looking to try and get on the end of it, the man just introduced. Jennings. Rutherford. Gober. Hollands with the ball inside to Yates.
Just needed to turn there, Mark Yates, when he got the ball. Just allowed Wrexham now to get back in numbers.
Johnson. Pressure from right. Paid off there for Wrexham, and Johnson in a race to keep it in. Well, closing down Southwood. As well, coming back from an offside position. Scored 25 goals in National League North last season for Stockport. Jason Oswell certainly knows where the goal is. Could he be the hero, maybe, for Wrexham? Another reminder that we have to get a winner here tonight. Extra time, penalties, both possibilities if they can't be separated, but there's a mistake at the back. But it was recovered by Michael Green.
He done well there, Mike Green, in the end. Covered for his two defenders that end up clattering into each other, and then Luke Southwood doesn't give him any help whatsoever.
Deep cross and White trying to apply a touch, but out came Luke Southwood.
We've seen Eastleigh's best ball in the first half, and now it seems Wrexham's best ball. Crosses from deep. From those wide areas as well.
Stopping play here because of a head injury. Josh Hare, it is the player who's down. Collision with James Jennings.
We've done the right thing there, Martin Woods.
I thought it was a head injury. It seemed to be initially, but right leg the issue now as there's activity down on the Eastleigh bench. And it's Chris Zabrowski who's going to be coming on here. Former Torquay player that reached the League Two playoff final with them in the 2010-11 season, lost to Stevenage. McKnight is also going to be coming on here, a double change being made by Ben Strevens. Of course, the ever-increasing possibility here of extra time at the racecourse. Fresh legs, fresh minds could be very important.
He certainly brings energy, Chris Zabrowski.
So Williamson will come off for Zabrowski, which will be a straight swap up front. And Hare is the player being replaced by McKnight, who was signed from Basingstoke in December, played under the current Eastleigh assistant Jason Bristow at that club. Saturday was only his second start of 2019, a wide player by trade. And what a precious situation to come into with 10 minutes of this eliminator to go.
That's what you need now. You're looking at your bench. It seems that Eastleigh now have gone to a back four. Winter going in at right back. Seems like Zabrowski's off for that right-hand side, and McKnight in a little bit more central. Mark Yates going to the left-hand side. Just going to try and compact that midfield with 5 players now.
Last 10 minutes at the racecourse. And how Wrexham would kick themselves if they were not to go through here with the home advantage, which everybody thought would be key.
Yeah, they've been excellent second half, Adam. I think they've deserved a goal on their performance. I think what Ben Strevens is trying to do now is see this out into extra time. And it will just keep the pressure back on Wrexham again. Being the home side, the expectation.
And with the semi-final coming up on Sunday, the absolute last thing really that either of these sides needs at the end of a 46-game regular season is extra time in the Eliminator.
Yeah, we saw last season, didn't we, Adam, with Ebbsfleet? Went to Tranmere and absolutely heroic, but when it went again into extra time, they just seemed to run out of steam. That's what the players are for, and that's what this extra game for the second and third places works in their favour.
Pearson's brought it forward. Now Holroyd gets on the ball and Holroyd hits one. McKnight. Zabrowski. Too much on it for McCallum, and out came Leighton. Zabrowski. Holroyd, the player, they're clattered into that.
We'll certainly give you commitment, Chris Zabrowski.
It's just worth pointing out as well, as we head towards potentially extra time, that both sides are able to make a 4th substitution in that extra half an hour, should we get that. Johnson won the header. Acrobatic clearance by McCallum as Goburn looks for Zabrowski, and McKnight is the player who's made the run through the middle as Wrexham get numbers back. McKnight now wide. Support from Goburn, who's done well to keep hold of that. Eastleigh's way. You can see what he thinks about that. There were 10 points between these two sides at the end of the regular season. Wrexham 4th, Eastleigh 7th. Spitfires actually finished the season 12 points behind the runners-up Salford, yet could theoretically pit them to promotion. There are those who aren't sure whether that's the right way that this should all be done. And of course, that is the playoffs and how we enjoy them.
No, I think it makes it slightly unique, isn't it, in England, the playoff system.
Just about enough on that for it to get through to Luke Southwood. No real intensity from either side at the minute.
Yeah, just nerves, Adam, that's all it is. Players are afraid now to make a mistake. Being a little bit more safer in the pass.
The ball over the top here for Oswald, but the flag's up. I thought for a moment that he was away there, the substitute.
Well, my initial reaction, that was close. I'm never a fan of that, of a defender squeezing up. He doesn't know who's behind him. He's glad that Green's playing higher up.
With Crewe as a youngster, Jason Oswell. So many good young players have come through that academy. Burn's header just found McCallum. Now Yates. Heading towards the last 5 minutes. Yates looks to hit the byline. He stood up a good cross and Leighton got a touch on it. Coburn couldn't get to it before Akil Wright.
Talking about nerves out of net. That was a routine take there for Leighton. Just made a slight meal of it.
Knight wins the header and finds McCallum. Good set to close, appeal, but it goes the way of Wrexham. Forward goes Kennedy. And one of these sides fashion out an opportunity to win this in normal time. Rutherford. On the outside went Jennings. Holroyd, lovely touch. Jennings. And it's a really deep cross. On the header's been won. And Johnson with the challenge, and optimistic appeals for some of the Wrexham supporters.
He has been clumsy in the challenge, but for me that wasn't a penalty.
Zabrowski, who's been found by McCallum. And McKnight's making his way to the edge of the box. And, well, didn't have really that much in the way of support, did he, Zabrowski?
So he's been in a lot of plays this time. I think Bobby Grant was just feeling a tiny bit of contact there. Going down a little bit too easy.
Forward it goes from Jennings. That by Boyce to Southwood. Zabrowski. Green, who's got Yates outside of him. Promising surge forward here from the Spitfires. Yates. Played back to Hollands. That was close, and it took a nick on the way through, and it's a corner.
Talk about heart-in-your-mouth moment for Wrexham. They're saying there's no contact on the deflection. On the shot from Danny Hollands at the edge of the box. Well, imagine this goes in, Adam. A corner that shouldn't have been.
Real nerves and tension at the racecourse here. Visiting side Eastleigh. Just over 2 minutes to go with a chance from the set piece. They've sent bodies forward here, and Johnson climbed highest. Now, they're saying, did that go over the line? Well, the decision has been given anyway, regardless, to Wrexham, the free kick. Eastleigh player down in the box here. It's McCallum.
There's a good jump there from Redder Johnson. Now, how much contact is there? I don't think that goes over. It's Chris Zabrowski that jumps into him.
We need goal line technology in the National League.
No, we don't. Oh, no, goal line, yeah, VAR, no.
Last minute then of normal time. Coburn got there before Grant. Oswell felt he was fouled on the edge of the area. Such a contrast in the respective histories of these two clubs. Wrexham had enjoyed 87 continuous years in the Football League before being relegated to this level in 2008. Eastleigh have never played in the Football League, only promoted to the National League for the first time in 2014. Gober. He's had an impact in the midfield since coming on.
Since he's come on. Just a little bit more energy. Just offer a little bit of support to captain in the middle, Danny Hollands.
So into added time we go. 4 minutes there will be of it. You can only imagine what's going through the minds of the respective managers at the end of such long, hard, demanding seasons. Only one of these sides, of course, can continue the journey. Right. Is there time yet for a winner in added time? In goes the cross from Roberts, too close to the goalkeeper Southwood. He'll take those all day.
Yeah, he didn't need that from his own defender, though.
He's been pretty badly winded there, Southwood.
Well, apart from the contentious disallowed goal, I think he's done very well this evening. The young goalkeeper on loan from Reading. Made some important saves in that first half and taken some decent crosses as well.
The Wrexham supporters and the Eastleigh followers as well know that this is almost certainly now going to go to an extra half an hour. Just taking every precaution here with the goalkeeper. Luke Southwood. It was an awkward fall, to say the least. Do you think the respective managers, Adam, will have made of the 90 minutes we've had?
Certainly, both managers will be pleased with one half performance from their side. I think Ben Strivens will be pleased with Eastleigh's first, and I think he'll be more delighted with the second half performance from his team, and probably felt that they should have got themselves a goal. His main worry is if they let Eastleigh off the hook now, going into extra time, pressure will now be massively falling into Wrexham. I think the tactical change he made second half has been good for them. I think an extra man in midfield has helped them. And it's anyone's game now, Adam, it really is.
They've made the long journey, many of them from Hampshire, to be here in North Wales tonight, those Eastleigh supporters. As ever, the Wrexham fans have turned out in their droves, showing great loyalty through some really difficult times. The home supporters, average gate of over 5,000 this season. Non-league football, that really is quite something. A lot more than that in here tonight as well. Roberts. Pearce, last minute of the allotted added time here. Holroyd, Jennings. Now by McKnight, and maybe that's a little bit of naivety being shown there in the last minute of added time. A free kick given away and an opportunity for Wrexham to just stick it in the box.
Huge opportunity now. Pearson's up there, Kennedy's up there as well. Last chance of the game for the home team. Can Eastleigh dig in now and just see this last period out?
Surely this will be the last opportunity before extra time. Young is going to take this. They make their move in. Still the referee allows play to go on here. Grant. It's a really good run. The shot in the end off target.
Well, he works hard, doesn't he, Bobby Grant, down that right-hand side. He's just not daring to give away a foul. Positive play from him, trying to open the shot out, couldn't quite get the control of the shot towards goal.
Scoring a 2-0 win against Eastleigh on the 8th of December. It was his first goal for Wrexham. Former Liverpool youngster, Bobby Grant. McKnight. It's one for Zabrowski to chase. Might have the beating of Jennings for pace. And off go Byrne for a throw into Wrexham. The 6th minute of added time we're in here. McCallum. Roberts heads clear. Rutherford gets it wide to Roberts. Back it comes here to Rutherford again. Akil right on the edge of the area. Movement from Holroyd. Wide it goes to Roberts. First time cross from Young. So nothing to separate Wrexham and Eastleigh after 90 minutes. And this playoff eliminator goes to extra time. Ryan Hughes' Wrexham couldn't make the most of home advantage in the 90 minutes. And Strevens, you'd think, will be the happier of the two managers with this outcome that we've had so far. That's full time then. In normal time, it is Wrexham 0, Eastleigh 0.
Well, 90 minutes not enough at the racecourse under gathering clouds. It'll be half an hour of extra time and penalties if necessary. Worth a look before they start again. Grant Holt at the disallowed goal for Wrexham. What was your take on it?
Actually seen it, we didn't see anything wrong with it. I thought it was a goal. I know, I just thought he dropped it. We'll see in a minute when we see the closer view and it goes in. I think he's done well. I still think he caught him with the hand, but I'm not so sure he's... When we see the slow-mo,
just there.
He kind of gets him from behind.
Top of the head, not really in the eye, you would say, which is what the goalkeeper seems to be complaining of, but the referee certainly blows straight away.
You can see here, the thing is the referee just sees the arm.
There.
That's all he sees.
Just
so
catch the top of the head. And
you look at his angle there, he's right into it, Matt. He's just seeing the hand, he spills it, he then...
Yeah.
So I can see why he's give it. It wasn't a free kick, but a penalty, but I see why he's give it.
OK, that's somewhat cleared up. In every case, someone's got to win this. Extra time upon us, back we go to Adam and Adam.
Thank you, Matt. Yeah, half an hour then to try and separate these two sides, or it will be a penalty shootout to see who travels to Salford on Sunday. Graham Alexander, the Salford head coach, who's in the crowd, will be delighted that this has gone to extra time. The pressure is palpable at the racecourse. Will it be Wrexham or Eastleigh who go through? Let's hear from our touchline reporter Jeff Brazier then.
Just listening to what Ben Trevens was saying to his group in the huddle there after the game, and he was saying that you've got to trust each other, don't drop too deep, you know, trust that, and also enjoy the moment. You know, it's less tactical really, but Brian Hughes himself said he was working on the second ball, making sure that they were alert to win as many of those as possible, because that's where the chances are going to come from. He said, again, they've worked hard all season, they deserve it. Sean Pearson was asking me whether he thought the goal should have stood or not, so obviously I relayed what I've been hearing from Adam and Adam, and yeah, they feel like they're going to deserve it because of the chances created in the second half and how dominant they were.
Yates it was with the ball in that was met by the head of Zabrowski.
There's half a chance there for Chris Zabrowski. I'm surprised that the instigator of all, the conductor, Mark Yates, and that is a chance there. Just gets across Kennedy. Fortunately for Wrexham, it was down the goalkeeper's mouth.
Positive start to the 30 minutes of extra time from Eastleigh then, as it's hit forward on the volley. Good defensive header from Redder Johnson, and now it's Scoburn who finds Winter. Former Palace youth product Alex Winter was with the Eagles for 12 years. Zabrowski. Oscar Gobert. You'd have to say the players who've come on for Eastleigh have made a difference for them.
They've been excellent. Say credit to the young manager, Ben Strevens. Tactically changed it into a 4-2-3-1, and they may have sacrificed themselves slightly in the flanks with the fullbacks. Now you've gone to, say, with Green on the left-hand side. They'll probably get forward a little bit more than Winter, but they've got that extra protection in that midfield now, which they've been lacking.
Johnson at the back of Oswell. Just too eager to try and win it back there. The Benin international. His third season now with Eastleigh, the former Coventry and Sheffield Wednesday and Plymouth player. Ben Strevens, of course, off the pitch has a big job on his hands as well. Says he's been talking to the hierarchy at Eastleigh about the future direction of the club, the budget for next season. Having to reassure players, of course, who might be out of contract at the end of the season. He's already out of contract, Ben Strevens. It's a nervous time of year for many footballers at this sort of level. Here's Roberts. Johnson's covering. Oswell. And a crossover here. And a goal kick. It's a good ball over.
There's a decent ball in there from Kevin Roberts. So he's had to really dig that one out and get a decent trajectory across. Inter just does enough at the far post there to alter the chances there for Wrexham.
A lot made ahead of this game about Eastleigh's defensive vulnerabilities, something I've no doubt that Ben Strevens will seek to address in the summer. They conceded 24 goals more than Wrexham during the regular season, but by and large tonight they have looked pretty solid at the bat, the Spitfires. Wrexham still unable to break them down. Hoping that will change in extra time for the home team.
It's a good point you made there. I know you're thinking about the goals that they have conceded, so that certainly would have been a fear for Eastleigh coming into this game. Could they keep a clean sheet? And they've done that, and of course they could have chances, because defensively they've been vulnerable this season, but for that one-off game you're looking for a bit more stability, and they've shown that in long periods of this game, and now need it now in extra time.
It's worth saying again that as we are into extra time now, both sides are able to make a fourth change should they wish. McCallum, Yates, got a corner out of it. Wintering, Johnson and Boysall forward from the back. Goburn did well to win that header. Yates coming inside. Comfortable take for Leighton.
It's a good first touch there from Mark Yates, but couldn't quite get the second and third touch out of his feet to get a decent shot towards Rob Leighton's goal with any power.
Been another season of managerial upheaval at Wrexham. Sam Ricketts left the club for Shrewsbury on the 3rd of December. The caretaker manager Graham Barrow got the job on a permanent basis on the 18th of December, then he resigned on the 5th of February. 2 months into a contract that was due to run until 2021. Of course, Brian Hughes came in on the 6th of February. Grant gets it back again and then goes down. And play goes on, and Akil Wright. And it's going to drop for Holroyd here. The protest is still continuing. Holroyd with the cross. Goburn headed it clear. Now it drops for Young. Wide it goes for Jennings. Just kept in by Jennings, but Zabrowski is back, helping out here, and it's a case of anywhere would do with the clearance.
I need another look at that one, Adam.
Pearson. Kennedy. Holroyd. Grant. Measured pass. Quite get through to Roberts though. Green made sure. Tiredness, fatigue inevitably will come into this in extra time. Mental tiredness, not just physical tiredness. Here's Grant, and there's his cross, and it's dropped for Jennings and hit by Rutherford, but sliced and wide.
It was a contentious penalty last night. Sango will tell me.
And the referee seeing that in Eastleigh's favour. Clearly didn't feel there was sufficient contact or any contact from Green. It's Hollands now, the Eastleigh skipper, is down.
It's rather filled with the late challenge through. I thought it might have been a yellow card for Paul Rutherford.
So I mentioned that both sides are able to make another change here. We're going to see Jermaine McGlashan come on here for Wrexham. He's on loan from Swindon, joined the club as recently as March. Said how it was difficult coming into a group right at the end of a long, demanding season, but he's given a good welcome by the Wrexham players. Bobby Grant, the player who's being replaced here by Jermaine McGlashan. Got a wealth of Football League experience. The man coming on 307 appearances in the Football League, lost in League Two playoffs in back-to-back seasons in 2011-12 and 2012-13, and a change as well here from Eastleigh. Sam Matthews is perhaps a little surprisingly here going to be replacing the assist king as he's become known, Mark Yates. Sam Matthews on loan from Bristol Rovers, was initially with Bournemouth. He's featured in all 9 matches now since joining on loan on the 21st of March. There's the cross, and a good ball it was too, and that's a very good opportunity for Johnson.
Well, it's another one that's fallen to him. Mentioned the amount of times that crosses have not gone in and fallen to Paul McCallum. He was in the right area. What a chance that was for Eastleigh.
Jennings. The crowd wanted to move forward. Well, it's been brought down beautifully. What a good save, though. Fantastic stop by Southwood, and by no means his first of the game. What an introduction that would have been for McGlashan.
I'll just switch off.
Matthews now at the other end for Eastleigh. He's got Goburn in support. It was on the left foot, and I don't think he fancied it.
Disappointing that. Well, end to end now from either sides, and what a chance for the substitute McGlashan when he comes on. But you have to say again, Southwood to the rescue. Went long. You have to switch on. Reddy Johnson has to see the danger far quicker than that. You can see he's tiring now. Angles maybe working against McGlashan, but keeper comes off his line. He stays big long as possible, and that's what makes it an excellent save. Doesn't go down too early.
I wonder whether it just came too early, that chance as well for McGlashan. Fresh on. Oswell has found Holroyd. He's got Winter at his back. A foul by Winter, a free kick for Wrexham.
Well, mistakes are going to be made at this time of the game, Adam. Long, hard season, extra time.
Concentration, one of the things that's the first to go when the mind gets tired, along with the legs, and it goes from Young. Border to Wrexham.
Seems McCallum struggling with a little bit of cramp on the edge of the box as he goes back to the edge of the 6-yard box.
There's a lot of players out there going to be tired and weary. They need to really dig deep here. And the header towards goal, well stopped. Just didn't really have the power on it to trouble the keeper. There's a bit of afters here in the penalty box. Boyce was at the centre of it there. Holroyd involved as well, and the referee's got a bit of sorting out to do here.
Well, they've been at it all game, Pearson and Johnson.
Still going on here. Johnson being led away, as is Kennedy. And the assistant here has come across to help out the referee in terms of keeping order. I wouldn't like to be the man to sort that out and determine if anyone requires punishment here. Let's have another look at it. And Pearson and Johnson got in a right old tangle. Pushing and shoving involving Boyce and Holroyd too.
Pearson's getting decent runs on Redder Johnson from corners now. The Wrexham captain does get good runs on him, and he's really struggling to stay with him.
There's a lengthy discussion going on here between the referee and his assistants, Mark Derrian and Connor Brown. The referee is calling over Johnson. I can hear what the Wrexham fans are hoping for. It's going to be just a booking for the Eastleigh centre-back. It's going to mean a fair bit of added time at the end of this first period of extra time.
Just maybe for his reaction afterwards, Adam. I think Sean Pearson's just as much to blame in that melee afterwards as well.
Still, we need to get back underway here because now Pearson's going to get booked too. And Kennedy as well. Well, has he got to the right conclusion there, the referee? Johnson booked, Pearson booked, Kennedy booked.
Yeah, I think so. I like that from Martin Wood. He's just taking his time and uses officials to come in and come along with the right decision. It's the reactions afterwards from players.
I have to say, I thought that it was good refereeing the way he got himself away from the players, got over his assistants and just made absolutely sure that they got that all right. Here's McKnight, gets the free kick. Now this could be interesting.
Well, with Mark Yates off the field now, he'd have been in a prime position to take this. Still a fair distance out though, Adam. You feel if this goes in, it has to be spectacular.
The ball has been placed by McKnight. Scored in the 3-3 draw with Boreham Wood at the weekend. Can they trouble Rob Lainton? Lainton, Wrexham's Player of the Year. Focus in the eyes of Jack McKnight. Matthews is there as well. McKnight sees his effort come off the wall. Didn't get the elevation he wanted, but has got a call.
No, he's got something out of it. It wasn't the best free kick, Adam.
In the 4th minute of added time at the end of this first period of extra time. Hollands hits it on the volley!
Oh, what
a stunner! A special goal in a huge game. And it's the Eastleigh captain, Danny Hollands, who has silenced the racecourse. One of the goals of his life. in one of the biggest games of his life.
Well, just, you have to sit back and just applaud a goal of real quality. Said the first goal is going to be important. Talk about technique of striking a volley. Just watch how he does this, because he uses the pace of the shot that comes out, and it's a controlled strike. It's a brilliant strike, it really is. So many times players will try and hit the hell out of that ball. He doesn't. It's just a control. Uses the laces. It takes it away from it. He just gets a slight touch on it. What a goal, Adam.
Would you believe it's his first since the 9th of February? Only got one in the regular season in the National League. That is priceless for Eastleigh. And celebrated wildly, as you'd expect, on that Eastleigh bench. Half-time and extra time then. Back to Matt Smith.
Well, what an extraordinary turn of events in the last couple of minutes. Danny Hollands, who's like many others been suffering with cramp. Grant Holt has just hit a goal that was worthy of last night at the Nou Camp, let alone tonight at the racecourse.
Oh my God, what a strike. I tell you, that cramp will soon disappear with getting that. What a goal. To be fair, we thought they'd worked something with the free kick being so bad, they managed to get the corner and score at the end of it, but bodies are going all up. This is the hard yards now.
Yeah.
You're 1-0 up, you're tired, you've got to keep going. The boys have dropped left, right, centre with cramp. Wrexham want to chuck the kitchen sink here now, and you've got to do what it takes us to get over the line.
Because there'd been a bit of, certainly not fisticuffs, but trouble, shall we say, in the other penalty area. But this is...
And that's where the times came from.
It only drops from a great height. One of his own players nearly gets in his way.
Oh my
Goalkeeper must see it late.
It gets better. It's one of them ones, it gets better every time you see it. It's called Goldberg to get out of the way, and look at that. What a strike.
Doesn't try and larrup it, just strokes it. And Eastleigh can start to think about Salford, unless Wrexham have got something in the last 15 minutes here. Back we go to Adam and Adam.
Wow, gets better every time you see it, doesn't it? That strike from Danny Hollands. So often you hear in these sort of pressure situations how experience is crucial, and there aren't too many on that pitch more experienced than Danny Hollands. A player who, when joining Eastleigh, moved out of the Football League for the first time in his career. He's played at the Championship, League One, League Two. But can Wrexham find a goal from somewhere here, or it will be a 12th straight season outside of the Football League for definite?
Well, as Brian Holt just said, they are going to throw everything at them now. They may leave themselves open at the back. Eastleigh now just need to dig in. Literally, your tin hats on now and defend for your lives.
Young's corner. And it comes out here to Rutherford. His ball into the box, and a good claim from the goalkeeper, Southwood.
Just a spectacular goal in that goal. So when it came to Paul Rutherford, I was expecting something similar.
Graham Alexander, the Salford head coach, still watching on. The Files head coach Dave Challoner there was just shaking hands and saying goodbye to Graham Alexander. Of course, Dave Challoner's side got through to Saturday's semi-final last night. They will play Solihull at Damson Park. Don't let Danny Hollands have shots from distance might be in the notes of Graham Alexander. Presuming, of course, that it's Eastleigh that they face. Wrexham still have time to turn this around. This would be some result if Eastleigh could pull it off. Remember, the team that finished 7th away to the team that finished 4th.
Not really the best ball back there to Luke Southwood. I don't think he wants that ball back there from Alex Winter. Just clear your line, stick it in the stands.
Jennings wins the corner. The way this has started, this second period of extra time, it's looking like it could just be 15 minutes of incessant Wrexham pressure. Eastleigh have something to protect them. They're heading to Salford for the semi-final as it stands, the team from Hampshire. Deep corner, and Pearson off the line! McCallum it was back, the top scorer with a crucial intervention on the goal line. Now it's Zabrowski at the other end. McKnight's getting forward in support. Gobert. Wide it goes for Zabrowski. McCallum's now in the middle. McCallum hits it first time.
Well, he's done his defensive duties brilliantly there. That was a better chance for him, though. Oh, he's been very prolific, isn't he? Sean Pearson this season, and again, out jumping Redder Johnson. Well, fair play to Paul McCallum. He's not actually on the post originally, but he goes back, reads the space well, and stops a certain goal there for the Wrexham captain.
Well, he scored 26 goals in the regular league season, McCallum. You could argue that was as important as any of the goals that he scored. Pearson. Can Wrexham react? Waited so long for another opportunity in the playoffs, Wrexham. Are they going to fall at the first hurdle here? Rutherford. Glashan trying to keep it going.
He had a big chance, didn't he? When he first came on, McGlashan. Wrexham had chances in this game, Adam. They can't say they haven't.
Well, they hit the woodwork twice in the second half, didn't they? Had a goal disallowed. I think the debate about that will go on long after this match is finished as to whether it was a foul on the goalkeeper, Luke Southwood. Zabrowski, such a willing runner, and a good physical presence as well for Eastleigh to have up top. An outlet.
That's what he does, Chris Zabrowski. Just works tirelessly all the time. They give absolutely everything for his side. Honest player.
Green, as you might expect, is in no rush to take this throw in the final 10 minutes of extra time we've moved into here. Is it to be the last 10 minutes of Wrexham's season, or is there a goal in the Welsh side here? You can only imagine the feeling, Adam, of utter anticlimax for Wrexham if they cannot turn this around in what remains. They were so dejected, I remember, at the end of last season when they missed out on the playoffs after fading away in the final stages of the campaign. This time they've made it in, but they're not taking the chance, it would seem. Rutherford, still time yet though. Young, Rutherford. Intercepted by Winter. McKnight finds McCallum. Kennedy, crowd want it moved forward quickly. McGlashan. Roberts. Young. Jennings didn't have an outlet down the left.
So the fans had him now. They're feeling nervous.
Eastleigh are making themselves very difficult to break down. The work off the ball is quite something. Can they close this out though? Pearson. Real clutch of players on the edge of the box. Rutherford. Just this lack of conviction about Wrexham in that final third. And now it's McCallum. 2 against 2 here. Cross it goes to Matthews, who's going to keep this in. Gober. McKnight's got a bit of space to work with here. Wide it comes for Zabrowski. Could Eastleigh finish this off with a second, maybe? Oh, Zabrowski has got it back again here and looks to try and curl one.
That was good play there from Eastleigh. They just slowed the tempo down. Didn't get quite carried away. Great diagonal out wide from McCallum. Chance there for Zabrowski. They're feeling it now, they really are.
Oh, the pressure he must be feeling right now. Wrexham manager Brian Hughes.
We've just got to keep encouraging now. Seems 3 at the back. I think he just marshalled there. Whether or not Pearson will stay up there is just as an extra body going forward.
It's Brian Hughes' first sole manager position. He'd previously been a joint manager with Paul Foote at Scarborough Athletic between 2014 and 2015. At this level, the jobs don't come much bigger, really.
You come into the playoff situation, Adam, you feel that Wrexham under the most pressure just due to the size of the club for them to get back into the Football League, and then you probably look at Salford for the money that they have spent. They want to get out of this division as soon as possible.
Miss Pearson and Miss Kennedy. Well, what it would mean if Wrexham are eliminated today is that there would be a new name guaranteed to be entering the Football League, because none of the other sides in the playoffs have ever played in the Football League. Roberts with the throw in. It wasn't really worth the wait, was it? Jennings approaching the final 5 minutes. McGlashan trying to get there, did get there. Was that taken out of play by the goalkeeper? Referee had a good look at it and felt not.
I thought he'd done well there, Alex Winter. Not to give away the foul. Apologies, Andrew Boyce there, sorry.
Wrexham feeling that there's time wasting going on. Some might, I suppose, from an Eastleigh persuasion, call it game management.
Adam, you do. If you're in an easy situation now, you just run down the clock any way that you can.
They are so close now to a semi-final. The underdogs coming into this tonight. Jennings chips it forward. McKnight's taken away from him by Young. Oh, he couldn't find McGlashan. And now Eastleigh can bring it forward with Matthews. He's got McKnight in support. It's a fantastic run. McKnight was the pass. Delayed it though, Matthews. Chip over the top for Zabrowski. Flag stayed down. Wrexham desperate to get this ball back. Roberts had to be careful not to foul Zabrowski. He's been excellent since coming on.
All 3 substitutes have come on. In particular, Zabrowski, McKnight and Goburn in particular have been excellent.
Good ball into the box by Holroyd, and that's a fantastic defensive header by Winter.
Great defending. High fives all round. Positioning was excellent, just inside that far post area. That's what you want from your fullback, to be in that position there, not too far out. Heads it behind nicely.
Another ball into the box, another good defensive header. They've been immense at the back, Eastleigh. Last 3 minutes. Oswell with the cross into the box, the keeper comes and the keeper claims again.
Oh, great take. McCallum's done well on those defensive headers when needed, when it's come into it.
Will his side get another chance?
You need to be calm. I know it's difficult, Adam, and I know the fans will be forcing their players forward to get the ball forward early, but
Zabrowski. Sliding in was Young, the goalkeeper, rushing to try and keep this in Leighton, and he's done well. Nobody's giving up at the racecourse of a Wrexham persuasion. Playoffs have an uncanny knack of producing late drama. How they could do with a dose of that here, Wrexham. Great challenge though by Green.
They've done really well there.
McGlashan with the cross. Can Eastleigh continue to hold out here? Young. Roberts. Blocked by McKnight. Corner Wrexham. The seconds ticking by. The pressure and the intensity growing. The goalkeeper Leighton forward. Into the box it goes! Oh, off the line! Green it was. Wrexham denied again. Goalkeeper's gone back. Rutherford sends it into the box again. Johnson heads it clear. Well, twice now they've cleared balls off the line. Eastleigh. Twice Wrexham have hit the crossbar in this game. They've also had a goal disallowed, remember. Wrexham, it's just not been their night.
It's not. They've deserved a goal. 2 off the line.
Let's get Adam Virgo's man of the match while we've got this break in play.
I think he's been absolutely outstanding. When you come away from home, you need a big goalkeeper's performance and you need to make crucial saves at crucial times. He did that in the first half. McGlashan shot at the first time of extra time, excellent save as well. Slightly fortunate with the disallowed goal, but overall, I think he's been absolutely outstanding.
We've watched a lot of National League games this season, Adam. I'd have to say this is one of the best goalkeeper performances I think I've seen. And it's from a 21-year-old as well.
He's shown great maturity tonight. And even from the disallowed goal, he still comes for the crosses.
So a minimum of 2 minutes to be added on at the racecourse, which was silenced by that stunner from Hollands, but will it be enough for Eastleigh to reach the semi-final? That's gone out.
It's just twice now. Goburn had it, and now Winton. Just clear your lines. Trying to be too clever.
Sent hopefully forward by Jennings. Green puts it into touch. Jennings. Another ball into the box. And who was the last touch off? It was an Eastleigh man, it's a corner. Approaching the final minute of added time in extra time. Is there to be salvation for Wrexham? Can they get the goal that would take us to penalties? Leighton's in the box again. Surely it's got to be now or never.
You have to say Eastleigh have defended resolutely. Any crosses are coming, they've won those headers.
Yellow card for McKnight. Delivery needs to be good from Roberts. Delivery wasn't bad, and there's the header, and it's comfortable. And he'll hold on to this for as long as possible southwards. And is that Wrexham's last chance gone? He'll hope so. He's been pretty cool, calm and composed down on that touchline, or at least outwardly anyway. Ben Strevens, I'm sure, inside. He's with tension just like everybody else following it Eastleigh. Jennings. Eastleigh march on. They're one game from Wembley. Ben Strevens' side have overcome the odds here. The underdogs go through and will now meet Salford in Sunday's semi-final. And it's all because of one of these strikes of the season from the captain, the leader, Danny Hollands. Hadn't scored since early February, but he's produced a goal of the highest standard, a goal that would grace any standard of football to win this match. Playoff heartache for Wrexham. It will be a 12th season in a row now for them in the 5th tier outside of the Football League. But Eastleigh's hopes of playing in the Football League for the first time in their history remain alive. What a performance from them defensively as much as anything. Holland's the hero. Full time at the racecourse. Wrexham 0, Eastleigh 1. So the playoff story continues live on BT Sport this weekend. And now it is the semi-finals that we have to look forward to. The first of those on Saturday at Damson Park, Tim Flowers, Solihull Moors up against Dave Challoner's Fylde. Start time midday for that on 1 and in 4K. And then we head from the West Midlands to the Northwest. It is Salford City up against Eastleigh, the winners here today. Sunday, 3 o'clock, BT Sport 2 and in 4K. Let's get reaction now with Jeff Brazier.
And Dan, as sweet as that. Ben Shevin thinks not.
It's a little bit harsh, but no, to be fair, it was very out of character, but obviously it's just on an occasion like this, it's just fantastic to put the lads 1-0 up. I won a little bit earlier, which was probably an easier chance, so it's just nice to obviously get the winner.
Was it one of them that as soon as it left your boot, you knew it was in?
Yeah, I could see it straight away. As I say, you know, I don't do it often. It's nice just to obviously get a goal, so I can't really say much more than that bit in shock, really.
Look, it was a man-of-the-match performance. You was exceptional tonight, but the 2 occasions that the ball did go past you, you had your teammates there on the line, McCallum for one of them, Mike Green to help you out.
Yeah, I think that sums up the desire from the boys tonight. I think we knew we were going to be under a lot of pressure, but the boys really dug in, and then obviously Dutchy giving us the chance to go 1-0 up and then give us something to hold on to. I think you saw the desire of the team at the end.
Wrexham will feel like there's a contentious decision that their goal should have stood. What did you feel about the contact on you?
Oh, I'm not sure who it come off, but I remember getting a knock in the face, which has obviously made me fall back a bit. So I'm not sure whether it come off my player or their player, but I've gone up for the ball and felt something in my face, and that's made me drop it. So I'll have to look back, obviously.
Danny, thanks to you guys. It means that there'll be a newcomer to League 2 next year, because obviously Wrexham were the only team that had been up there. What did you make of the performance tonight? You really had to dig in, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, you know, they're a good team, Wrexham. We've had 2 tough games against them. Results way, but like I say, thankfully it has tonight. But like I say, they've certainly made me feel a bit hard done by, because they had a lot of chances. I say Luke was fantastic. It was a good team performance from us. We had to dig in at times, but you know, that's football. We win some, we lose some. At the end of the day, maybe we didn't deserve it, but at the end of the day, we got the result.
Danny Holland, Luke Southwood, congratulations. You'll give him the cheque and a bottle of champagne.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Well, what a strike from Danny Holland. Yes, Wrexham gave it the kitchen sink towards the end, and we'll probably look back on a couple of decisions, hit the bar twice, but Danny Holland's take a bow, as they say. What a strike on the volley from 20 yards, 25 yards. A goal to win any game. It certainly won this one for Eastleigh. They will go to Salford on Sunday. Wrexham bow out. Lots to look back on with Grant Holt, and of course those involved in an epic 120 minutes that has gone Eastleigh's way. Back shortly.
It was dipping in out.
Yeah.
Was the mic not working, or?
It cut out a little bit, but they had 2 receivers, so I think they got through it.
players level on stick 3. Count to 10 for us, please.
Okay.
Count to 10.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Man, he got to 6.
That's what it means to Ben Strevens and everybody at Eastleigh. Magnificent volleyed winner to see off Wrexham. It's Salford on Sunday for the team from Hampshire. What a way to win a playoff at Wrexham on the volley, 20 plus yards out. Little bit of swerve on that left foot connection from Danny Hollands, and Ben Strevens was very happy, as everybody at Eastleigh was, to see that spiral into the top corner. Brilliant, brilliant technique, brilliant winner. Fantastic result for Eastleigh, of course, who now go to Salford. We have our two semi-finals, if you like. Fylde winning last night, they go to Solihull. And Eastleigh on Sunday will now go to Salford. The winners, of course, of those two semis meet at Wembley on Saturday week. And Ben Strevens good enough to join myself and Grant as Eastleigh fans who have come in decent numbers are definitely enjoying their trip to this little corner of the Principality. Ben, football management is easy.
Oh, I don't know
when
about
you win.
Don't know about that. It was really stressful tonight. Tough night, you know. Wrexham were a good side. And look, a moment of magic from our skipper, who's been sort of an unsung hero all season long. Never really gets all the plaudits, but to score a goal like that to win the game for us, it's amazing.
They're singing your name. That's nice, isn't it?
No, yeah, they sung more than when I used to play for them, to be fair. Yeah, I'm really, really grateful as well. Thursday night, travelling up here, it's amazing. Hopefully they'll be ready to come again on Sunday now, same as us.
Yeah, you've won it, but it was an Alamo-like performance at times, wasn't it? As much as it's brilliant from Danny to score the winner, what you've done in front of your own goalkeeper and him as well, to keep them at bay.
Yeah, we work a lot on our shape, and we have done over the course of the season, and we do a little drill where it's everyone defending, ploughing, everyone in the box, and you just don't know when you're doing some work. We've done a bit of it on earlier part of the week, and that ended up being like that. You know, they had everyone in there, even the goalkeeper was up at the end, and the boys, to a man, put themselves on the line, one-headers, the back four, the goalkeeper. Look, that was amazing. I'm really pleased for all of them.
Did either of you score a goal like that? Holtz, did you get a couple like that?
With the left, of course, all the time, yeah.
He would have, not me, yeah.
Left or right? Either.
What were you like, to be honest with us, what were you like when your two lads kind of went clean through on goal and they decided to take the corner? Were you not thinking the selfish striker and you go and tap them in?
Yeah, obviously, because you're breaking away, we had Zeb who was on with a bit of pace. That's why we brought him on, and Sam Matthews, he's got that bit of ability to beat people, and you're willing to go on and go again and try and get a second to make it a bit more comfortable, but they're probably worrying if they give it away and then they break up the other end and they score. But yeah, we had chance on a breakaway maybe to get another one, but to be fair, they put us under a lot of pressure and we had to defend as a group, and look, it was a real tough night, but a really pleasing night.
Does he score them in training, Danny?
No, I don't want to be bad on Danny, but no.
No?
He, to be honest, at the start of the season, maybe last year, he weren't allowed to go forward, but
really?
a bit more licence, and it's an unbelievable strike.
I think Oscar's almost got in his way, hasn't he, off the dropping ball, so he only sees it drop onto his left foot.
It's a great technique, look, dropping over his shoulder at any level to score a goal like that, you know. Look, looks even better from behind the goal.
Yeah.
He ain't going to stop going on about that now, to be fair.
Well, nor should he.
No, I wouldn't either.
Oh, should he?
If I was him, I'd have that on the bus all the way back
I would
home.
as well, on replay the whole way home.
On a loop, as they say.
Yeah.
Off the outside of the foot, with a bit of curl, just to get it away from the goalie's fingertips.
The only thing that kills him, keeps
away,
it.
bending away from the goalie. It's
magnificent. Magnificent goal.
To be fair, he soon got rid of his cramp that he had 30 seconds before that, didn't he?
He was away after that, wasn't he?
I think if the cramp hadn't been so bad, he might have taken it down and tried to
Yeah,
pass.
probably.
Oh, listen. But young goalkeeper, people at the back, whether it was centre-halves, full-backs, centre-halves, everybody was chipping in with those goal line clearances late on.
Yeah, especially we played all season, we played 5 at the back. Josh got injured, so had to come off, so we had to go to a 4. Wince went out to right back, who went and played there all season, clearing things off the line like that, you know, doing their jobs, making sure they're in the right positions, you know. Is that Macca, yeah?
It is.
Our leading scorer.
It is. That's
To
Paul
be fair,
McCallum, your leading goal
I was
scorer.
giving, look, when they do stuff like that, you know, that's a real team effort at both ends of the pitch. Look, and another one.
And then even later, I think that screen, isn't it, at a far post? I think it is.
And look, I shook all the Wrexham boys' hands because, listen, it's a cool way to go through. They've been brilliant all season as well. So we're pleased, but someone has to lose, and it is a bit of a lottery, these games. We know that.
Now, listen, you've barely got, what, a couple of days until you have to be in Salford for a big semi-final. Obviously, that's in the northwest as well, so a long trip home, then a day, perhaps, to get a bit of recovery and a bit of thought about Sunday. Have you prepared at all?
No, I didn't want to. I've got something in mind, but I didn't want to be, thinking too far ahead. I didn't really want to be thinking about I wanted to way back tonight. We're going to have to travel home now, probably get back late. They'll probably be off tomorrow. We'll train Saturday and travel up, get ready to go to Salford. We'll be there overnight. It's going to be another tough game, against another real good football team, but we'll try and recover the best we can, get ready to go again.
Yeah, I mean, Eastleigh, obviously, at the start of the season with the departure of the owner and all that went on, obviously, Ben's only come in mid-season. It's some story, Grant.
Yeah, it is. As I said, it's some story. No one spoke about them. They went under the radar, done the jobs properly. You see what you get, though. That when you see things like that, putting the bodies on the line, everyone falling over, decisions, running hard, that's why you get to where you are. And when you have that team spirit, you're always not far off. And I think you can tell what the Eastleigh team's like now.
90 minutes from Wembley. I don't want to get ahead of yourselves here, but...
I know. It's always a dream to play at Wembley. I never quite did it. So next best thing, I suppose, is to be a manager. So
I was going to say nice tie, pocket handkerchief.
I don't know.
Think about that after Sunday, eh?
Yeah. I'll worry about getting home, getting rid of some more of these grey hairs. But look, I'm really pleased. Pleased for everyone. Like you're saying, this has been built on team spirit from the start of the season. Andy Hestyle is probably watching this at home. He was a massive part of it at the start of the season. And then Jason Bristow stepped up to be my assistant, and I got the chance to do the job. Him and Roscoe have been brilliant for me, and it's all been built on team spirit, togetherness. And like you're saying, we've gone under the radar. We was joking about a few weeks ago. You showed the top 6, you didn't show down to 7th.
No.
So now we popped our head up over the radar, and hopefully it'll be good for us now.
Sorry about that. We should have included you.
I was happy.
That's not our job. We don't do that bit.
Blamed it on the production. No.
Nonetheless, actually, looking at them stretching off a little bit behind at full time and even in between the 2 periods of extra time, physically, obviously, it was taking its toll. So there'll be a lot of work to do, I would imagine, between now and Sunday, just to get them as ready as you can.
Yeah, that's the hard part now, obviously being prepared to go to another top team away from home, another long journey. But we worked hard pre-season, really hard, and I said that to the boys when they was doing their thing in the huddle extra time. All the hard work we did in the gym, running up and down terraces, back and forth every line and back, that's when it matters. And they got more in them. I'm positive they have. I know Salford will be good, but we're going to give it a right good go. They certainly give our best shot on the day.
Enjoy the long coach trip home.
That's right.
Appreciate your time. Thanks a lot,
guys.
Go and join your teammates and coaching staff. Appreciate your time, Ben. We'll see you at the weekend. Thank you very much. 2 mics better than one. One line before we go from you. Listen, that's 2 games we've seen. Obviously, Fyle, perhaps with respect to Harrogate, expected to win at home last night. Little bit of an upset here tonight, I would think, with, again, respect to Eastleigh. They were kind of the underdogs. They've seen off Wrexham, now they go to Salford.
Just how it's as quickly as they can recover and get the desire. The thing is, when you get there, it's all about how they start, really. But I thought they were absolutely fantastic. That team spirit takes you a long way, and you can think about this on the bus all the way back, and then on the way back up, you start saying to yourself, I don't want that journey to be wasted. So they'll go there and have a right go.
Thank you very much, as always, to Grant. 2 mics, but 1 goal that's decided an epic extra-time encounter here. Belter, as it was, from Danny Hollands. And we will see you, therefore, at Solihull for the visit of Fyle. That's the next part of the playoff story, Saturday at midday. Thanks for your company tonight. A warm welcome to the racecourse ground for the second part of the playoff story in this season's Vanarama National League. We've already seen Fylde progress at the expense of Harrogate. Here, it'll be Wrexham against Eastleigh for the right to play Salford in a few days' time. One game, therefore, away from Wembley for the winner tonight. Let's see how it unfolds in the company of Adam Virgo alongside Adam Summerton. Thanks all. Cheers, guys. Thank you very much.